5 minutes of this can truly change your life. Welcome to day 3 of Codes by Source, a 90-day live series where I'm coming to you live every single day to send you, to share with you some messages, concepts, ideas that I receive as I sit to meditate, reflect, or download from my connection to Source. In idea, today's concept is something that I've implemented in my life, and I really want to share it with you because it can truly, truly change your life. So, this is what I have for you. Sit in silence, for that solves a lot of your life's problems. If you think there is somebody outside of you with solutions, you are wrong. You are mistaken. When you sit in silence for even 5 minutes, you get the divine insights that are required for you to change your life. People around you might have given you the same answers. They might be telling you the same thing over and over again, which is maybe the deal for you to solve everything. But nothing really works until you feel it from within. The change happens only when you take the charge and when you take the action towards the change and when you feel it from within. And for you to feel it from within, you have to allow yourself time, space for you to sit in silence and let those divine insights come to you. So, developing a practice of sitting in silence with yourself will act as a mirror for you to reflect on your life. When you reflect, you'll get insights. You'll get actually nuanced insights. Through these insights, when you take aligned actions, then your life will transform for the best. So, not a lot is required for you to change your life, for you to transform your life. Intention with inspired action does the deal. Source, universe, God, Mother Nature, whatever you call it, is always ready to help. You just need to find time for God, Source, Universe to actually help you by sitting in silence. It is the easiest thing for you to try. But I know you might be thinking, Ishani, it is not so easy. I have tried it. Why do I feel it is so difficult? So let me tell you, it is because you're sitting not in your heart, you're sitting in your mind. Most of us are in our heads. We are here. All our energy, life force energy has been stuck here because we have been told that we need to think before we speak. We need to be in our head and we need to be logical. We need to be this and that. And because of this, we have wired ourselves to be here and not here in our heart, where actually our soul resides. So, wherever the mind is involved, what happens is it becomes very difficult for us to find answers which are actually always available. Whenever there is a question, there is always an answer because universe works in balance. Yet it is very difficult for us to find answers because we are working with our mind, and the mind works on the past. It is more about connecting the dots from the past and finding a plausible solution for the future based on the previous information. Yet, when when we allow ourselves to sit in silence, our ability to connect with our body and thus our soul increases because our body is the residence of our soul, and soul is the way we connect with the source, right? So it enhances when we are in our body, when we are sitting with ourselves, when we are sitting in silence, it enhances our connection with the source and allows us to receive the information that is not otherwise provided because of our mind. So it allows another type of information, another type of insight to come through, to flow through. And because of that, we are going to take another action, a different action. And a different action means a different result. And that ultimately means a different life. So, for that, for that kind of life for you to happen, you need to take different action. For you to take different action, you need to have a different insight. And for that to happen, you need to sit in silence with yourself or just reflect about your life so that you find that willingness to actually change your life. So, of course, once you receive a different insight, you can actually let your mind be lit up once again, and then it can help you find a cohesive way for you to bring that said new insight into light and into action. But for most people, sitting in silence is difficult because we are in our head, we are not in our body. So there are a lot of different things that I have tried, and I also do it with my clients so that we can actually move out of our mind and into our body. So, for example, very simple things like breathing. Breathing is so easy, and even because even if it's so easy, most people don't know how to do it correctly. So just breathing also helps us move our energy from our head to our heart. It puts us back. It Wow, so much of energy moving. It puts us back into our body. So apart from breathing, you can try dancing, any kind of bodily movement like yoga, Pilates, even working out, exercising, walking, all of that also helps us move that energy around. And then you can actually sit in silence if just doing that is not accessible for you right now, right? Then once you are out of your head, like I said, you can sit in silence. I remember when I started my journey some 4 years ago, it was very difficult for me to sit in silence or meditate. I used to find it very boring, and I used to feel like this. I'll just sleep, and I think I sometimes even did that. I would just start to snore after 5 minutes of doing this, but it was happening because I was not doing it correctly, and I was also trying to force something out of that experience, and I was trying to shut my mind by sitting in silence. And that's not the case. That is not what I'm asking you to do. That is not what we're doing here. We are sitting to observe where we are spending our energy, where we are spending our life force energy in our life. We are sitting to observe what is going on without judgment. It is very important that we don't judge it. But more importantly, we are sitting to actually reflect on what is taking up our energy. Like I said, it is like sitting with a mirror and looking at the reflection and trying to understand who is this person that I'm seeing on the mirror, inside the mirror, right? It is that. This is the process that we are trying to follow when we sit in silence. We are trying to contemplate, reflect on who is this person, what are they doing, where are they heading, can I connect to them, um, do I love them, right? That is the person that I'm seeing, and I know that it's the same person, but can I actually relate to the mirror reflection of myself? That is what happens when we start to sit in silence. It acts like that experience, and it becomes very eye opening. So this is what I ask you to do from now on. If you can take it up, if you can take up one habit, this is the habit that I would recommend 110%. And trust me, you'll be able to get a lot of answers in your life because answers are readily available if we allow ourselves to receive them. But yeah, you can, of course, find some movement beforehand so that you can actually move that energy from your head to your mind, and then, or no, from your head to your body, to your heart, and then you can allow the answers to reveal to you. So by doing this over and over again for the last 4 years, like I said, 4 years, wow, it's been a journey. I've been able to let go of my people pleasing. I've been able to let go of my perfectionism, which was such a big deal for me. I have let go of a lot of these weird beliefs that I had about I'm never enough, and I had to be the top performer. And I also had this blaming attitude that everything in my life is happening because of somebody else. Like if I'm sick, it is because of it is because of my parents, it is because of some my friend, or all these things that we do. But I have now become very, like, my life, my responsibility, and anything that is happening in my life is because of me. Not in the sense that I'm going to take I'm blaming myself, but actually I'm taking responsibility, because if I'm not taking my life's responsibility, who will? Right? I have the power to change my life, I have the power to transform my life, I have the power to let my life go down the drain, and I'm not going to do that, right? So I'm very conscious and I'm very intentional with that. So all of this started to happen when I started to allow myself to sit in silence. And that is the concept that came up for me again today. And that is what I want to share with you. So much has changed. So much has changed in my life as I started to do that. And it has changed my life. It has changed my client's life. And I want it to change your life as well if you're here. I developed my connection to source, and now I believe in myself, something that was also something I could not really believe, for a lack of another word. But I just have so much firm belief in myself, which changes things, right? You look at the world in a completely different manner. You look at life's problems, because they're always going to happen. Life is always up and down. You start to look at it from a different perspective. Just everything completely changes, and really nothing has also changed, because you are the same, everything is the same. Life is always throwing you some curveball or the other, but how you handle yourself has changed, and that is beyond anything. Like, it's so worth it. So yeah, that is what I would ask you to also do if you're here. Just 5 minutes of this can truly transform how you look at life, how life looks back at you, because how we look at life is how life looks back at us. So yeah, it is going to be uncomfortable if you're just starting out with this kind of thing, but sitting in silence with yourself gives you a whole another level of connection with the source, and that gives you all the answers that you need, that gives you all the belief that you need, that you might be seeking outside. You can transform your life in 5 minutes every single day if you do it intentionally by sitting with yourself in silence. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm Ishani, and I help women create life beyond logic by quitting people pleasing and embodying their God given unstoppable self. This was Code 3 inside my 90 days live series Codes by Source, and I will see you tomorrow with Code 4. If this was helpful for you, please feel free to share it with others. And yeah, sit in silence. It changes life. Take care. Bye bye.